In this video, we're going to be putting down some Schluter Dietrich heat. We're going to start by putting down, I've got two different kinds here. I've got some sheets with a thermal break on the back of them because it's going to be going down on a concrete floor. And we don't want that heat to transfer through this anti-fracturing membrane and warm up the concrete floor. We want it to go directly to the tile and warm up that tile floor. So I have a few sheets here to make up the square footage that I need, and I also have a roll here which I will cut and cut to fit. And then once that is down, once we mortar it with a non-modified mortar, we're going to take the floor heating cable and we're going to install two probes in case one fails in the future. We've got a backup already in the floor. And we're going to take some continuity measurements, and we're going to install this roll of cable that is a predetermined length due to the square footage that I have. So that was already determined with what I need. So we're going to get to that in a little bit. But right now, we're going to cut and fit this Schluter system. So let's get to it. What I'm doing is using these three sheets, and I'm going to measure from this wall up to this sheet, which is 106. We're going to cut this wall at 105 3/4. We're going to cut this roll right here. Now what's nice about this is you can cut these 106. All right, I'm going to cut these right down the center of these nubs here. That's it. My cut up against the wall, leave the factory edge up against that one. So everything's aligned. Nice. So now along our perimeter, the last section here, we're going to cut this to 19 inches. We're going to oversize it a little bit and then cut it back as we need to. So this is the last bit of it, and these rolls are 39 inches. So I'm going to go 19. And go right down the center here. want to make sure these tabs line up with the tabs, because it's easier to run your wire right between the grooves when we mesh it in there. Now what I'd like to do, before I pick everything up, I like to take up the pieces that I already put down, put my number on it, and also with a magic marker, I trace about where these previous ones are. This way, when I go to lay my mortar down, I know to go close to this line and I have a reference point for it. So this will be number 1. This will be 2. I'll mark 2 on here. And I'll put the door with an arrow so I know which way it goes. Actually, let me do that with this one. I'll put wall. Okay. Now we mix up some mortar. I'm using some Schluter all set here. I have water in the bucket already, so it gets a good mix. I'll show you where we are, and I'll show you the consistency that I like to use. See, this is too dry. So I like to have a little bucket of water here to easily add water. Still too thick for my liking. All right, this is pretty good. Now that the concrete floor is cleaned up, we've got our mortar mixed. I like using a 3/16 by 3/16 square notch trowel because I can determine how much and how thick or how thin I want to put it down. So let's pour some of this out. All right, we'll put a scratch coat on here. Now we'll take our piece, we're going to drop it in the corner, okay, right where our lines are, and we're going to set this. And now we're going to go over it with a roller. I like to use this roller just to make sure we got good adhesion all over the mat. as a one-man show, we carefully make sure that this is aligned pretty close with where we need to be. Okay, that's good. Anti-fracturing membrane is down now, and now what we're going to do is open up the heating cable. And this is how it comes. And it's got two probes in it, which I'm going to show you how to install them. Well, they're both to determine the temperature of the floor as to when it should kick on and kick off. But just in case one probe goes bad, there's a backup probe already in the Ditra. So it's a little insurance because we can't do it afterwards. And we have the instructions, which is there sometimes. And then we have the specs on where the. So I already measured for the resistance, and that's the continuity, I believe. This says 44.31. I showed it at 45, so it's within range to go ahead and install it. So I'm going to show you how to install this. Fairly easy. It's just snapping this cable into the lugs of the Ditra. I'm going to open all this up. I'm going to show you. So this string here is a pull string, and it goes up to the thermostat right here. So I can pull the cable for the heat and the two probes up in one shot. Let's see if we can do it. Here's the cable that gets connected to the power. Here's my two probes. All right, that was huge. All right, we're gonna get this in, and then we're gonna lay some cable. Wires are pulled up there. Cables are coming out, the probes, and we're gonna start running that cable now in between the lugs. What I just did was electrical tape my phone to the tripod, because I'm not going to let all five of you down who are watching this, you know? So I use a block of wood, so I don't cut the wire with any sharp, the metal trowel or anything like that. So I just use a wooden block. I'll show you how Now I'm going to go ahead and install all this cable every 3 lugs. So every 3, we should be able to snap it in, and then I keep it about 3-4 inches off of the wall. My total square footage for this room is 121, and the closest size cable for this room would be 102 square feet. So because you're leaving it off the wall 3-4 inches, that's where you don't need that much square footage for the cable. So it works out pretty good, but I'll go ahead and show you the finished floor when I finish this up. It's gonna take probably gonna take about an hour. Not too bad. Oh, well, I didn't realize you were watching me take a nap, but, well, it's not hard to do when you have a toasty heated floor. It was worth the initial investment for the homeowners because this was a sunroom. The slab is directly connected to the outside here with no insulation, but with the process that we just did by putting down the Schluter, the Dietrich heat with the thermal barrier on it, all the heat is directed right to the tiles. And right now it's 73 degrees and it's fantastic. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit the like button, subscribe, show me you care, and I'll see you on the next one.